Okay, let's be more precise. What was the inspiring moment for you to start your own business?
The deepest frustration in corporate life that I never wanted to even continue within that field anymore. And I didn't know what I'm going to do. I was there completely lost in a deep, frustrated situation. And unfortunately, we get so addicted to stress, to overwhelm, to frustration, to all these negative emotions that we start to believe that these are normal. Suffering, feeling bad, having stomach ache every single day, having huge resistance that, oh, I don't want to go to work, or I don't want to go to the office, I don't want to see the same people again. These are signs, very important signs that you are not at the right place. That's one. And the second one is 95% of the time, we are completely running on an automated program. We are like computers. We may not know it. We think that we are so aware of everything, but we are not. But happiness really is freedom, joy, abundance. If you want to find synonyms to it, being free of weariness, stress, all these kind of negative emotions, and not falling victim of our own life, but being the boss.
Szilvia Vitos, are you happy?
I am happy. Yes. Oh, what a beautiful question.
Ladies and gentlemen, finally a very, very waited interview with my friend Szilvia Vitos. I know her since long, but I know she's successful in every step she takes. Well, I cannot just give her the right introduction because she has a lot more. The best way to talk about Szilvia is to hand her the mic. So, good morning, Szilvia.
Thank you so much, Daniel, and thank you for having me. It's really an honor being here with you today. So, looking forward to our conversation.
Yeah, amazing. The honor is mine. Let's start by simply, who is Szilvia?
Who is Szilvia? Where to start? Like currently, Szilvia is a leadership well-being coach, very passionate about helping leaders elevate their lifestyle and ignite the leadership flow from within. So through that, also helping organizations amplify their performance results and the whole company culture, employee engagement. It has a ripple effect on so many things. So keywords: leadership, healthy lifestyle, well-being.
Beautiful. And what about Szilvia the person?
What about, sorry?
Szilvia the person.
The person. Yeah, I know we use a lot of labels to describe ourselves, right? We put all these things, but yeah, Szilvia is used to be a little Hungarian girl, very scared of moving out of the comfort zone. About 13 years ago. That's back to the beginnings. So I'm coming from a very simple family. My dad used to be a truck driver, and as a kid, I was kind of dreaming about becoming a truck driver, therefore, as well.
Oh.
And I'm grateful I did a choice, different path. However, I got to do with it a little bit because I spent 15 years in logistics industry and the corporate world. And my mom was working for a governmental department. I have one brother. Everyone else is still back in Hungary. I'm the only one who left the country. I took the courage when I was 26 with an opportunity and started to explore the world, first in Germany and then later here in Dubai. So it's a very exciting, journey overall.
Okay, talking about this journey, what was your biggest, let's say, significant challenge you faced in during this like move between Hungary, Germany, and now happily in Dubai?
I think the biggest challenge was definitely the first step, getting out of that little comfort zone and taking on the courage to leave the country just by myself, like really hardly knowing the languages. Like if I look back, it was really a brave decision to take, and I really needed some external push. And it's so beautiful how universe is supporting us all the time, because I was working for a major logistics company back in Hungary that time, and I was quite open to with my manager back then that and one day I would be interested to just go abroad somewhere and learn a language a little bit, spend 1 or 2 years, and then come back, like very carefully.
Yeah, that was
And
the plan. 2 years and back.
exactly. Exactly. And then one day I discovered one job profile on our internal portal where all openings all over the world were published. And I discovered one specific job profile which was speaking to me. I was like, wow, this is exactly my profile. And first I got very excited for a couple of seconds. And a moment later, the little voice in my head started to chatter and say, who are you, little girl from Hungary? What do you want in big Germany among all those super smart guys? Like, what do you think? Like, what do you want there? And I really got so discouraged from myself that I closed it and I just stepped back and didn't do anything until 2 weeks later. And I didn't speak about it to anyone. And 2 weeks later, my manager that time, she came to my desk and brought an A4 printed paper, put it on my desk and asked me, why don't you apply? And she printed the exact same job profile that I was looking at 2 weeks earlier, and I didn't speak to her about it. So this was the little push that I needed to at least try. And then I just updated my CV. I handed it in, and the very next day, who later became my manager, this guy called me because he got excited too, since it was matching my profile, right? Then went into a phone interview, and then they invited me for a face-to-face. They sent me a flight ticket to just go over to Germany. I was super excited. Second time in my life that I was sitting on a plane at all. And that's where it all started. And a month later, I moved. So it went super fast.
Let's say after this event of this, people pushing you, do you still need that push every time? Or let's say a brave steps when you need to jump or when you need to have a courageous decision for your future?
I think it comes in cycles, definitely not the same level of push. And of course, I learned so much about myself during all this time, especially the last 3 years while I'm on the journey of being a coach, right? So it starts always with self-development. That's a must. And of course, it's not the same level of push, but then sometimes we just need some kind of external confirmation, validation, or something that reaffirms that what we are aiming for is either the right thing to do or that we are just good enough to go for it.
Okay, let's put it this way. How did this experience or various experiences at various senior executive roles you've been through, how did that all contribute your approach to holistic well-being coach?
Oh, it's a huge question, and it contributed in many different ways. And I truly believe that each and every experience played an important role on this journey and contributed to who I am today and how I can serve others today. Because without those experiences, without those, even the suffering part, of course, and challenges, achievements, positives, negatives, every side of it, Without that, I would not be able to relate the same way to the people whom I'm working with, which would not necessarily enable me to help them on the same powerful level as I can do due to that experience, because I have been there, done that. And it sounds like a little bit of cliche maybe nowadays, but I think it's really critical that any kind of coach, because it's a huge and ever evolving field, but I think it's crucial that any subject we go into, we have made the experience ourselves, and we have overcame those challenges ourselves, and we have grown within as a person ourselves. Then we can show the way to others.
Yeah. Okay, let's be more precise. What was the inspiring moment for you to start your own business?
The deepest frustration in corporate. Really, and that was the push on the biggest level. Same like what I was talking about back in the beginning in Hungary. Why don't you apply? Here it went much, much deeper. Like 3 years ago, when I was in my last role in corporate, part of the C-suite executive management team of a multinational freight forwarding company, the environment was, as I perceived, so, can I say toxic, frustrating, how I experienced it. And honestly, everything I learned ever since, I wish I knew it then, because it would have helped me such a profound way not to take things personal, to put it in a different perspective, to have a whole different understanding of what was going on around me. And today I would understand everything in a very different way as well. But I had to experience it this way so that it was bad enough that I never wanted to even continue within that field anymore. And I didn't know what I'm going to do. I was there completely lost in a deep, frustrated situation. And I didn't know what I want to do, but I was craving the answers to figure out who am I, why I am here, what am I here for, what am I supposed to do, what would I be, what could I do that I would really enjoy doing, that would bring me joy, happiness, and I could serve the world in a way. So these were big questions, and months, years of deep dive to find answers, and those answers are still coming. So it's a never-ending journey. It's such a process. I think it never ever ends. Like, until we are alive, we have to keep learning, evolving, and going on this route. And I'm sure you experience that too.
Oh, tell me about it. Okay, let's clarify for people also. Like, it's a big word, and it's common spread when you say toxic environment. Okay. Can we define the situation for people to understand that, oh yeah, it's not me that I'm wrong, but the environment is toxic. So for those who are living that, can you give them what symptoms can be there and how they can judge it for real to be a toxic environment that they're living in?
Very simple. How does it make you feel every single day when you get up? And unfortunately, we get so addicted to stress, to overwhelm, to frustration, to all these negative emotions, that we start to believe that these are normal. And these are not normal at all. So first message is no, that it is not normal. Suffering, feeling bad, having stomach ache every single day, having huge resistance that, oh, I don't want to go to work, or I don't want to go to the office, I don't want to see the same people again. These are signs, very important signs, that you are not at the right place. That's one. And the second one is what would have helped me incredibly well if I would have understood that nobody and nothing ever makes you feel in any way. We are the ones responsible fully for our own feelings and emotions, and through that, the responses to everything that happens in the external world around us. And this is huge because how often do we say that, oh, my spouse made me angry, or my boss just upset me completely, all these kind of small, seemingly harmless remarks. But actually we are falling as a victim to our external environment in every single such case, because we will just simply, based on our past experiences and memories, we create certain thoughts on everything that we experience or sense around us. And we have around 60 to 7,000 thoughts in just one day. And then which of those thoughts we choose to validate, and this is important because we have the choice always, which one of those thoughts we choose to validate will create some kind of sensation in our body. And this is how feelings come to stand. And that will determine all the way down the attitude, the behavior, the reaction or responses that we create in every single situation. And that will define the outcome, whether we like it or not. So this is what shows that we are fully responsible for it. And once we learn that and we know that, we have the power. And we talked before earlier a little bit about how our brain works. And a very important part to this is that 95% of the time, we are completely running on an automated program. We are like computers. We may not know it. We think that we are so aware of everything, but we are not. We are on 95% programmed based on our beliefs, and the beliefs are running our lives. So we have the 5% of the conscious awareness to use as a power to put the spotlight on the programming and figure out what's going on there and what is it that we want to change. And similarly, in the same situations, when we feel super upset about our manager, for example, then use your conscious awareness and ask yourself, what must I believe that I think this way, that whatever he or she said or however they behaved or acted make me feel this way, because it's a reaction, a response based on our own beliefs. And once we identify those, then we have the choice to do something about them and to overwrite them. And that takes a little time, discipline, determination.
Okay.
So it's a journey.
I would love to highlight one word that you've mentioned through your explanation. That word is happy. What does happy means for Szilvia?
Happy?
Yeah.
I think it means everyone may be a little bit different, but happiness really is freedom, joy, abundance. If you want to find synonyms to it, being free of weariness, stress, all these kind of negative emotions, and not falling victim of our own life, but being the boss, controlling it, being in charge, sitting in the driver's seat. And then when we are happy, that means also that we have an overflow of love, and we can nurture our environment, everyone around us whom we claim being the most important around us, our families, our kids, right? Our friends, parents, all that. So we can nurture them from the overflow.
Szilvia Vitos, are you happy?
I am happy. Yes, Oh, what a beautiful question.
Beautiful smile. Okay, that's enough with the serious things. So let's go a bit fun. Unless you have
With
something to add. Yeah?
fun. Of course, always.
Okay. Superpowers. If you could have one superpower, but it had to be completely useless one, what would you choose?
One superpower, like truly thinking out of the box, is really just by thought alone creating peace and happiness across the world, bringing this to so many more people, because majority of the people just are not aware that this is our birthright.
Hmm?
We are not supposed to be here to suffer. We are supposed to be here to be happy.
Yeah.
And I want many people to learn this and know about it.
Let me tell you, this is the first time I get impressed because people choose to fly or choose to have vision eyes or something, but the power to give happiness. Wow, amazing.
What about we would live in? Can you imagine?
Mm.
If everyone would feel happy and joyful, like what would be going on? Just think it a level further, what ripple effect it would have. It's unbelievable. So I go for this.
Beautiful. Second one, if you're stranded on a deserted island and could only have 3 items with you, what they be except water?
Except water.
Yeah, water is like by default.
Yeah, by default. Okay. Probably
Items.
take a tent to sleep in, and that protects me a little bit from all the weird animals. Lighter to make fire,
Oh,
and an inspirational book.
beautiful. Okay.
Yeah.
If you could only eat one type of food for the rest of your life, what would it be and why? That's the last.
Type of food.
Yeah.
Healthy. Definitely something healthy, something clean, filled with nutrients.
Hmm. Give it a name.
Percent. Give it a name. Maybe eggs.
Mhm. Okay. So you could survive that island.
Because yeah, because and you just touched on a very important point, because most of the time people go for the short-term pleasure rather than the long-term results or success. So I would imagine many people would just say, I need my burger, right? Because it might be my last meal.
Yeah.
But don't eat what you want, eat what you need, what your body needs to thrive. And that's my message. And I didn't choose eggs because I'm so much in love with eggs, but because it could give the nutrients to my body that could help me survive a little longer than, let's say, a juicy burger or a fries.
Beautiful. As a close-up and wrap it up, because the time is over, I would like to hand you the mic in case you want to add anything.
Well, I would like to thank for the opportunity and really appreciate that the words can be spread a little further about happiness. And I'm more than happy to connect as well with your audience and talk more about how to be happy and live a healthy life.
Beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Szilvia Vitos with me. That was another episode, another story to share with great minds, great story this Monday. Stay tuned for more and the link below for connecting with Szilvia to know how to be happy. Thank you very much, Szilvia, and have a lovely day.
Thank you so much. Have a great day, you too.